Yes.
Where's the warning?
I don't know.
You cut it out.
Oh. Oh, well.
Where's the pre-recorded?
It doesn't matter. Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm Mike Allen. This is the Radio Man Cave, and you are now on the air. We have a lot to talk about tonight, a lot to unpack. Those of you that are watching on TikTok, come join us on our YouTube channel, theradiomancave.com. Click on the link. Come on in and join the show. Then you can interact. Ishmael, well, the first three letters were fast, so I called you fast. Sorry about that. Anyway, come join us on the show. We have a lot going on and a lot to unpack today. Of course, the whole gun debate is happening, and it's just getting compounded every day, it seems, by more and more incidents that are being blasted all over the TV set. And we've had another shoot. What is that? And we've had another shooting by a police officer. This time, the story is, well, we're going to watch the video and discuss that here in a little bit. But we're going to break all that down, because I think this is a very important time now for us as a citizenry and as a voting public to back away from the narrative and make sure that we educate ourselves on what's going on, and make sure that we don't make any decisions based on our emotions. I know it's hard for some folks, especially in the minority communities, to see this as anything more than blatant targeting by the police of a minority, which I have never found evidence of that. But we have to look at each circumstance differently. So we're going to watch the video right now. There's an officer in Minneapolis, a female officer, although that shouldn't make a difference. They pulled over a young man for his tags being expired, which is a legal stop. Then they found, after running his license, that he had warrants for his arrest for whatever it is that they have warrants for, Somebody said that there were warrants for a misdemeanor. Well, that doesn't make any difference at all as far as a warrant. A warrant basically is a order by a judge to any peace officer in that state to bring that person before the court. It is a court order, and the officers are bound by their oath to obey the court order. Now, a lot of times discretion is used, I know, on lower cases, and the judges understand that certain circumstances it's just not viable for somebody to be brought to the court if they have a warrant. When I was a cop, there's many times on traffic stops, it wasn't going to make the situation any better by arresting the person, especially if they had kids or family members with them. If it was just forgot to appear in court for a traffic violation, we'd let him go. I don't know what the misdemeanor was that this young man had a warrant for. However, the cops were within their power to get the man out of his car and place him in custody to take him before the court as court ordered through the warrant. So let's go ahead.
I believe it was a possession of a handgun without a permit.
Okay, I don't know if that's true or not. We'll have to look that up. But let's watch the video, and we'll come back and talk about it. And go ahead and turn the mics off when the video's playing.
All right, hold on. Let me get that spooled up over here. All right, you guys are turned off. Stand by. I have to get to the video, and it's there. Give me a second. And there you go.
whole world.
All right. Very disturbing video. And you could tell after the incident that officer was not doing well mentally. It was obvious that she didn't intend to shoot him. Now, having been in law enforcement and having had situations like this where I'd have to tase somebody or have to deploy my taser, the way we are trained is the taser is always attached to our duty belt opposite our firearm. So if I'm right-handed, my firearm, they call it the strong side or strong, the strong side, dominant side. That's where you pull your handgun. You got your handgun, you got in your ass batons right behind your handgun on the dominant side. When the taser first came out, they had incidents like this where somebody accidentally grabbed their gun when they were trying to get a taser out. Now, so a lot of agencies, including the one that this officer worked for, they moved the taser to the opposite side. That way, and then you train to deploy the taser with your offhand or your left hand. So if you're right-handed, you train to deploy it with your left hand. That way, there's less of a chance a mistake will be made like the one that happened in this shooting. Now, I'm certainly not going to let this officer off the hook. She made a horrible mistake. It cost somebody their life. She will pay the price for that. She's on administrative leave, and I can guarantee you she's not home watching Netflix, eating popcorn, laughing with her family. She is not doing well. She's probably with counselors right now. And that aside, I know there's a segment of our population out there which is like, good, she should burn in hell. They should drag her out in the street and shoot her and all this other stuff. That's I'm not going to stand by that either. She's going to pay the price. She will lose her job, and she'll probably never be a police officer again. Then she has to live with this horrible mistake. Now, having said that, I don't know if it's because of the firearm I carried, because it was a big .45, and there's no way on earth that you can mistake
God's caliber
in a 1911 Kimber for a taser.
Wait a second. So the force you work for, they actually let you carry your own.
Well, I was before APD went to the M&P. Gotcha. 40. You could carry your own gun. Nice. So I never, because the taser's small. It's plastic. It's small. It's not very heavy. It's maybe weighs 2-3 pounds. I think the wires, the prongs that shoot out, and the battery weigh more than the taser itself.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I was picking up your box of ammo that you have sitting over there before the show. And it's very discernible how much 45 ACP actually weighs. There's no mistaking it.
No, I mean, when I pulled my pistol out, I knew that's what I had in my hand because it's a big gun. But I don't know what gun she carries. I didn't really get a good look at it. Maybe our man inside there can
looked like a Glock.
Can take a look at it and look at the back of it and see what kind of gun it was. It's either a Glock or an M&P.
Oh no, it's definitely a Glock.
Is it a Glock, like the little Glock 9mm? I mean, she's a female officer. I'm assuming that she's carrying the small Glock 9mm. It was a Glock 20.
I am actually here, and.
The other thing I noticed about the video, it was a couple seconds between her unholstering it and actually shot the guy. So I just kind of noticed. I was like, that doesn't look. It clearly looks like a Glock and not.
Well, see, that's the other thing too. Now, I do not stand by the systemic racism. He was shot just because he was black and she was white narrative. I don't stand by that. Right. However, you're right. I mean, she pulled it out and had it in front of her where she was looking at it. And tasers are bright yellow.
Yeah.
All tasers.
For a couple seconds, so it's the whole split second kind of thing. There was enough time where visually acuity you could actually see. That's a gun that you're holding.
Yeah, so just given by the images of it, I mean, I know what sort of night sights he has because those are Ameriglows. They're the same ones I have. But it was definitely a Glock, and judging by the size, I want to say it was.
Oh, it's definitely a 9mm.
Well, no, it was also. It almost looked like a 21, possibly.
Yeah, the small one, right?
No, 21 is in 45.
No, that's not a 45.
Yeah,
There's no way a woman of that size is carrying a 45.
Not with
And did you
that
just
attitude.
hear what Mike said? There's no mistake in a 45 for a taser.
Yeah, you're not gonna pull out a 45.
A Glock 21.
It's gonna be 10 times as heavy as a taser
Yeah, well,
because it's a 45 double stack. So
So
you're
is it-
carrying about 5 pounds of
so is
pistol.
a Glock 17 or a Glock 19. Here's their approved, and I'm on Minneapolis PD's.
What do they carry?
approved website for striker platform handguns. They are allowed to carry the Sig Sauer P320, the Glock Gen 4 model 17, 19, and 21, the Smith & Wesson M&P pistol, and then for hammer platform handguns, the Sig Sauer P226, P227, and the Beretta 92 series.
Okay, so she shot a Glock.
Yeah, which could have been either and.
It didn't look like a 45 sized pistol though.
The Glock 21 is not very big. Here, hold on. And you're gonna be like, oh, okay.
So I got stuff on my shirt. Got water or something.
If you look at the size of them, a Glock 21 and a Glock 17, they're actually about the same size. So,
Anyway, going back to the original statement, you are not. Apparently, she had the big, heavy, gargantuan Glock with her small, tiny woman hands, and she still could not discern between a Glock
Yeah.
and a taser.
I mean-
my argument was she probably had the smaller 9mm, which would have been closer to weight and size of a taser, and that could have been that could have, in the heat of the moment when you have what they call it, situational blindness or focus, you could, not realize that you didn't have your taser out.
yeah. So
Not excusing it, by the way, because you should.
a Glock
If you are a trained police officer, you should know, what a Glock or what your hand. I mean, you should
What
shoot
hand
it
are you
enough.
using? Yeah.
You should shoot it enough to know, what is what. You should be trained enough with it.
When you were an APD, how often did they have you go to the range to shoot your your service pistol and the taser?
Well, for a minimum, you had to go every 6 months. I went every 3 weeks because they gave you 100 free rounds.
There you go. Well, what about the taser? How many cartridges did they give you to?
All right.
to
So-
I shot it once when I was trained and then shot it in the field.
I'm just looking at a still. I know you guys can't really see it, but that looks like the ejected casing there. And it almost looks like it's 45 ACP.
Let's see.
You have to wait for it to come up.
Yeah, give me a second. Oh, man, I just
Well,
had it.
regardless,
Anyway,
now that you're still hammering that away, it doesn't matter. You should, especially if she's carrying a 45, you should know the difference between a 45 pistol. Why am I the only one on the screen, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, we were focusing
Because you're
on
in
you.
there not doing your producing
Oh,
job.
I was looking.
Well, I'm almost going to have that old producer back because at least,
I'm
I
over
changed his
here-
diapers.
I'm over here busy.
You need to be able to multitask, brother.
I am multitasking. Right now, I'm trying to discern sizable differences. By the
Okay,
way-
well, all you have to do is click one time and then go back to your discernible difference.
Well,
Holy
I
shit.
was looking. Okay, I'm trying to.
And I'm still looking at a picture with just me in it.
No, it
No,
updated.
it's
Oh,
not.
did he switch?
Yeah, he did.
You
Okay.
ass.
There it is. 30 seconds later. All right.
Yeah. No, it's.
So even if she it's even worse then. If she was carrying a full-size Glock 45 caliber pistol,
Okay.
and she couldn't discern between that and a taser, that doesn't look good.
All right. I know there's going to be a bit of a delay, right? So I'm going to put it over, but that's a big Glock. That's not a 17. That's a 21.
That she's carrying?
It looks like a 21.
Well, then there's really no excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because that's 29 ounces worth of handgun. A Glock 17 is 26 ounces, and a 19 is like
It was about what, it was about 2 or 3 seconds before when she unholstered it, before she shot him. There's absolutely no excuse at that point.
Yeah. I mean, if you look, I mean, it's.
I mean, still, I don't believe she intentionally did it.
No,
but definitely a bad shoot, and she'll be disciplined, I'm sure.
Yeah, that was definitely. I mean,
that was not a good shoot.
For lack of a better term, that was definitely just negligence on her part. I would 100% say. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in the heat of the moment, you have to be able to do the right thing.
Yeah.
You know, it happens. When you're a cop, you're going to be in those situations. And yeah, and yeah, the guy shouldn't have tried to run. He should have just went in and faced his warrants. You're right. And, you know, there is a little bit of culpability there. When you fight somebody with a gun, bad things happen. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't like these guys just rolled up and were harassing this guy. He had warrants. He had a court order by a judge to be brought before the judge by peace officers.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, when he decided to fight, now you're putting your hands, in this case, you're putting your hands in another human being's mental state, another human. And as much as people want to have the argument, cops are human, they're going to make human mistakes. Now, I know everybody watching is like, well, what about the lieutenant that got pulled over? Well, that cop got fired too. Because he was an idiot.
Yeah, that guy they were straight up assholes.
Yeah. And you know, it's another thing, and the lieutenant really didn't do anything wrong. He pulled over in a lighted area, and they approached him ready, you know. And here's the thing. I used to run into this when I was on the beat with certain officers that and they didn't last long. They either got promoted, and I ran into them later, or they left police. You, as a police officer, you cannot take anything personal. And at night, when you're driving traffic at night, there was nothing. I never thought that I was being disrespected when somebody didn't pull over right away, especially if it was a dark highway or a dark stretch of road. It was okay to go to a side street or keep driving to a gas station. Yeah. Now, I would suggest that you put your hazards on and maybe throw your hand out the window and say, "Look, I know you're pulling me over."
Yeah,
or call 911.
And that puts the officer at ease. You know, because you don't want to get a ticket for using your cell phone while you're getting pulled over. Maybe call 911 after you get pulled over if you're not sure it's a cop or something like that. But you don't have to do all that. You don't have to jam up 911 because you're getting pulled over.
Yeah.
Just let the officer know you're getting pulled over. If you pull over, especially at night, if you're pulling into a parking lot or a well-lit area, that officer should not be taking that as a personal affront to their authority.
No, and
if they do and they act like these two ass clowns, they should be fired.
Yeah, no, those guys were huge dicks because he literally was like on a stretch of road that was pretty shitty, and he pulled over into a gas station.
Yeah.
And, you know, they assumed it was a stolen car, so they came out with guns, right? Okay, I get that. But then they
came out with guns because they couldn't see a tag.
Yeah, and then his tag was in the back window.
Yeah,
for a car, but then they still
there was no once you determine that there's a tag in the window, and once you should use officers have to use common sense. They have to take in everything around them.
Do you know what's bad? They had
some point you can back off this is a stolen car.
Yeah.
At some point mentally you got to say this doesn't fit somebody that has just stolen a car.
Yeah, they were caught on body cam footage saying, "Oh, well, there's a tag, but we're still." And they gave this dude a whole bunch of shit and still pepper sprayed his ass.
Yeah, because he wouldn't get out of the car.
Yeah, and he's like, "Why the fuck am I going to get out of the car? I literally didn't do anything wrong." And then they pepper sprayed his ass.
That's a wrong attitude. I'm gonna tell you right now, you are not a lawyer. But the officer should never have gotten to the point where they're screaming at him to get out of the car.
Yeah.
They should have walked up to the window and say, "Hey, look, we couldn't see your tag. I saw it when I walked up to your car. Is this a new vehicle?" Had a conversation.
No, instead...
Because he's obviously not acting like someone who just stole the car.
Yeah, because they noted that they saw the tag, and then they still went and confronted him after the fact.
Well, you got him pulled over. You have to confront the driver. You cannot walk away after you pull somebody over.
No,
you
but
can't. You have to make contact.
Yeah.
You have to.
But you
now,
could be like,
how you make contact...
bad.
Well,
later.
I know exactly, which was my point. You walk up and assess the situation. Have I pulled over cars with no tag and I see the tag that kind of fell down in the back window? Yeah. Is it my first? And if they pulled over and they're compliant and they got their hands and they're like, hey, they're waiting for me to walk up. That's not how somebody that stole a car acts. You know how somebody who stole a car acts? When I turn my lights on, they take off.
Yeah, no.
And now it's a vehicle pursuit.
Yeah, no, those guys were chodes, and I'm glad they got.
But here's another way to look at that. If and this has happened to me, coming home from a driving defense class, no doubt, and the guy was looking for drunks, got pulled over by Round Rock police, who are notoriously assholes. Sorry, guys, you are. Just fix it. I got pulled over. The guy came up. He was like, have you had anything to drink? And I'm like, well, no. He says, get out of the car. At this point, it's not time to be a lawyer. I got out of the car. A lot of times when they're trolling for drunks, they want to get you out of the car so they can talk to you face to face and see if they can smell alcohol. There's nothing affront. And this is another thing. As citizens, we can't automatically assume that we're being disrespected when an officer wants you to get out of the car. Just get out of the fucking car. Maybe the officer doesn't want to bend down in the car. Maybe he'd like to get you out into a safer place so you're not standing on the side of the road so he doesn't get hit by a car. Yeah. Maybe he wants to get you out to see how you walk, how you handle yourself, checking for a drunk. Just get out of the damn car.
No, those guys
were
chodes, though.
I know they were chodes, but just
100% chodes.
I know they were chodes, but get out of the car and let them be chodes outside the car.
And then so he can end up getting choded.
Well, he got choded anyway. So
and those guys got fired because
of course. But look. You're misunderstanding it. You're just arguing to argue. You're misunderstanding this.
That's like my favorite.
You are misunderstanding this.
Alex isn't here, so
you are misunderstanding. Now shut up. I wish I could mute your mic. Shut up. I'm not saying this lieutenant asked for what he got. He didn't. What happened to him was totally inexcusable. The officer got fired. The other officer, I think, was a rookie. He's probably going to get investigated, and if they can't save him, he'll get fired. But at some point, as a citizen, you have to think to yourself, it's not going to hurt me to get out of the car. It's not. I'm in a well-lit area. It's a parking lot. I got cameras all around me. They got cameras on. Let me get out and see what these guys want. And walk to the back of the car and just have a conversation. Just have a conversation. And I think what it is now is we see all these videos on YouTube with guys that go out of their way to get pulled over so they can stick it to the police and show the police how much they know about the law. And, they have these gotcha videos, and all of a sudden people think that that's okay. Well, first of all, learn the law. And second of all, if all you have is a minor traffic offense and you get pulled over, and the officer's having a bad day, that's where you just let him have a bad day. As long as he doesn't lay his hands on you. If he's just barking at you and being stupid, everything's on camera. File a complaint. Now, the officers did a bunch of things wrong. What's up, Walk and Tally? Come on over to YouTube, theradiomancave.com. Come join us on the show. Where was I going with that?
Officers, if everything's on tape, if they're barking orders,
everything's on tape.
Yeah.
Everything's on tape. If you get, God damn, that was loud. If you get pulled over, and somebody's being a complete dickweed, be as polite as you can, and then take it to a jury trial, and request at the jury trial that the jury see the videotape. Now I'm going to tell you what's going to happen to your ticket. It's going to get thrown out. Mm-hmm. It's not going to see the inside of a court because the prosecuting attorney, when they prepare for the case, are going to watch the video with the officer, and if that officer is being unprofessional and a complete asshole, they're not going to prosecute that case because they don't want to put that video in front of a.
Mm-hmm. What percentage of traffic stops end up going to a jury trial?
I'd say about one out of 20 tickets that I've written went to a jury trial because not everybody understands the system. Every ticket I get, if I get a ticket, I take it to a jury trial. Mm-hmm. And here's why. Because I want to outlast the system. Mm-hmm. because the system is going to look at my citation, and they have to decide whether or not to burn a jury with it. If it's some minor BS thing. I mean, the last jury trial I went to, I got found guilty, but
they lost money on it.
They lost money because the jury reduced the fee to like $10 instead of the 175 or whatever it was. And so I paid the court fee, which you pay anyway when you take defensive driving. You pay the court fee. If I'm going to pay the court fee, I might as well use it, right? If I'm paying for it, I'm going to use it.
Unless you take a defensive driving for.
Well, you still pay the court fee.
Well, for the insurance discount, not for the just.
Just for the insurance. I'm talking about tickets. Don't convolute the stuff.
And if you're found not guilty, there's no court fee.
But if you're found not guilty, there's nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you walk away clean. So there you go.
Other than you had to pay the court fee.
No court fee.
So these are, but but I want to say this: these two instances that are being blasted all over the media do not back up the perception that all police officers are like this, and that there's this huge problem within our police department. Because if you think about it, today alone there were millions of police contacts between citizens and police. And millions of people of all races, colors, creeds, genders, and religions had the contact with police, got their ticket or got whatever problem they have resolved, or went to jail because they had a warrant, and nothing happened. And those instances way outweigh the singular instances that are being amplified through media to divide us, basically. So
yeah, why are these becoming national cases?
Because why do you think?
To divide us. But at the same token, there isn't any reason why it should be made into a national case.
I don't know why.
If it's a local incident, because then why?
You can turn his mic up a little bit more.
Why isn't every murder trial across the country made into a national case then, if that's the case?
What's the political capital? Come on, you know the answer to this.
I know the answer to this.
Then why are you asking the question?
I'm just putting it out there, all right? Because I know the answer to this because they're trying to use it to divide us, and they're trying to use the Stoka narrative and everything else. But if you look at what becomes national cases, like, for example, was it Scott Peterson?
Wrong.
It had nothing to do with cops. You know, where he was found guilty of killing his wife and dumping the body in the Pacific Ocean. Why did that become a national case?
What point are you trying to make?
I'm just saying, why are local homicide cases becoming national cases?
Very, very large brain.
Oh, I'd like to meet him in person.
That was perfect for that.
We're going to take a break. A new show every Thursday night is The Forum of Racing. If you're an F1 fan, come join us. We'll be right back after this. I'm Mike Allen. This is the Radio Man Cave, and you are on the air. For all the news and insight from a fan's perspective, join Brock, Chaz, and Mike every Thursday for the F1 Starting Grid. You know you can Race expand picks, that. current Turn team my mic news,
off.
and of course, our unbiased opinion on who we think will win. So head down to the paddock at the Forum of Racing and like, share, and subscribe to the F1 Starting Grid. Be ready for when the lights go out. You left my mic on the whole time? You are stumbling, man.
I'm tired, Kay. I have to wake up at 6 o'clock hold on.
You got home at 3 and took a nap.
Okay, I wake up at every
How hard
morning,
is it to reach over and turn off the mics when you're playing it?
I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and then I do a solid probably about 10 hours worth of work, right? And then I have to come over here and pretend I'm not tired and run a program, which is Very difficult for me.
That's only because your buddy couldn't make it.
Well, and also because I said I want to do it, and I'm fucking awesome.
Okay, you're so awesome. Turn the damn mics off. It's a push of a
What
button.
if I wanted them on?
I don't want them on.
Does he have all?
I want to be able to have conversations during the commercials that aren't broadcast over the commercials.
Okay, well, that sounds like a you problem. Also, I literally got everybody else's mic except for yours. So,
why did you do that?
Because I was trying to get them all, and I forgot about yours. And
There's
I was
only
like, I gotta
three
make sure
of
this
us.
shit plays.
There's literally only 3 mics.
Well, there's only 3 mics. What about the other 2 soundboard? Like microphone.
you got the system, which should be on all the time.
Which is
never
the
turn
first
it
one.
off. No,
And then-
the first one is your mic.
Okay.
The second one is a sound booth that we're not using. The third one's mine. The fourth one is Knucklehead over here, and then the system is all the way to the right. Now, the system you shouldn't have to touch. Just leave that one alone.
Well, sometimes I have to adjust it because.
Well, you might. Well, that's adjusting's fine, but hit the buttons on the way over to adjusting it.
The fact he's not
Wrong.
drowning us with the soundboard is actually probably an accomplishment in itself.
Oh, why did you have to say anything?
Don't be rude.
Why did you have to say
Yeah.
anything?
I'm trying to like.
He's over there
soundboard
lost
work
in the
better.
in the process,
Right,
and we could.
He's lost, which means he's not paying attention to what I'm saying.
Well, he just did.
Wrong.
I know, Brock.
Yeah.
It's like driving a train.
You know what, Leland?
It's like
Yeah. Wrestling, because I know you're a huge wrestling fan, and it has Donald Trump.
You know Vince McMahon and Trump are friends.
so what? He's out. He's not the president anymore.
Yeah, I was literally just like having fun here.
You're right.
He's not coming back in 2024.
Yes, he is.
He's not going to come back in a couple of weeks when
Wrong.
apparently all the court cases come to fruition and he's still the president.
That's going to be Kamala.
You are
Because
fake
they're gonna-
news.
Because they're going to throw Biden out on his ass.
Well, I
going.
agree with that.
And he won't realize it.
I mean, I agree with Kamala finishing out the first term. I agree with
But
that.
Jack Posobiec is
My
tweeting
over and
that's
under
not
was 2 years, and I just want to make this clear. I'm not calling for anybody to go out and do anything to President Biden. I just don't think he's mentally going to make it 4 years. I think, and the over and under was 2 years, and I've got the under.
Come on,
They're
man.
being very generous for 2 years. They're already saying that Kamala is pretty much the president at this point.
Who is? Who's saying that?
Jack Posobiec.
Who's Jack
Radical
Posobiec?
left. Will you shut up, man? Listen, who is on your
Who's Jack
list, Joe?
Posobiec? Is he a Trump advisor?
He's a correspondent with One America News. So close.
One America News?
God.
Oh my God, dude!
Come on, man.
You watch One America News?
I love One America News.
One America News is the most blatant propaganda I have ever seen in my entire life. There is not any news, there's nothing on that channel that is accurate or that is unbiased or that can anywhere be anywhere close to news.
I love it. There you go.
I know you do because it amplifies your echo chamber.
It's great.
It tells you what you want to hear in your fantasy world that Trump's still president.
Yeah. I could think of
Trump is not still president, dude.
the only
He
thing.
got outvoted.
Yeah, the only thing I think, and I hope this button is right, this is the only news that was more propaganda-y, so I'm hoping this one works. Hold on. Nope, that was not the right one.
I was going to say, what news you want out of Michigan?
Oh, my God,
The
shut
7,000
up.
COVID cases a day or the 66,000
Oh, my God.
66,000
That was way loud.
votes
Yeah, that was.
That was ignorantly loud.
that were unregistered?
You know what? If you're going to play that stuff, move the slider down to about half.
Yeah, it's
All right.
line level.
It's like at the very bottom now. Let me see if this one works. Maybe.
Well, if it's the very bottom, it's off. Just move about halfway.
That's where it's at. All right. I don't. God, you guys are the worst.
Alex, I hope you're here next week.
Do you know what?
And I hope you're here early.
I'm going to keep doing this until you
And I
guys.
hope you're on time.
No. You guys, so this is.
Because
my-
I'm gonna load more stuff into that he'll have to try to manipulate. And he's so busy doing all this other nonsense
My nonsense is extremely
that
essential.
he can't turn mics off. And why is it just you?
What?
Why is not the whole cast on there?
Getting goosed?
You know, Alex has been not on time since daylight savings time happened, so I think he's just not into daylight savings time.
No, he's got a lot of people left where he works at, so he's probably working real hard.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And he, outside is getting warmer. I get it. I mean, if I had to work outside and
Yeah.
And then he has to drive all the way up here.
Let me tell you something.
yep,
For
about 45
those
minutes,
of you
yeah.
who don't work outside,
would you
during the
please
day?
put the whole cast on there,
it's hot. It's super hot.
Mike?
Yeah. I liked it being on me when I go on my angry rants.
Well,
So if Patty shows up, would you stick him back there?
probably.
Yeah.
I would fire Mike and put Patty back in the chair
All right. That would be the worst idea
because it's
ever.
still on Mike. He
No,
still
it's
hasn't
not.
changed it back.
It absolutely has. You are just
It's been
being
30
ignorant.
seconds since I told you to change
Oh,
it.
has it? And look at it now, because it's clearly not just me. I've been busy having to come up with witty reactions for Tweedledee and Tweedledum out there saying stupid crap.
Who's that?
Both of you.
Oh, God.
Boomer 1 and I don't know what to even call you. Leland, I'm tired.
There's all three of us on there.
Yeah,
Now?
exactly. It has been. Okay? You're just a silly goose. You know what? Next time, I'm going to take you out hiking, and I'm going to push you into a pond where you belong. You want to know why? Because you're a silly goose.
Doesn't make any sense.
It makes
I don't know,
perfect... Hey, where do geese hang out?
I don't get it.
Ponds.
I don't get
I
it.
thought they hang out.
Oh, no, I get where you're going with it.
Yeah.
I just, you know.
I'm surprised you don't put any hunting jokes.
All right,
in
so
these.
are we back? Are we back?
They hang out in
and settled?
Canada because they're Canadian.
Are we back and settled?
No, probably not.
Do we have to fight through another failed attempt by Leland to be funny?
Yes. Keep trying, Leland. I'm going to give you a good...
You're not going to get any jokes on One American News there, pal.
Yeah. All right. We're going to put it on Leland Cam. Leland, you have 30 seconds.
30. Okay,
Why
go.
we
Be
doing
funny.
Starting
Tell us all the things good about One American News. Go.
One America News is an amazing news channel that tells it like it is. They have a Washington bureau with Jack Posobiec, and they have many carriers, including AT&T Uverse and DirecTV. They are one of the fastest growing news channels, and Mike Lindell is one of their main sponsors.
Combo breaker!
All right, you're done. That's it. That's all you get. No more.
That's all I have.
Good. You're done. All right.
For everybody out there, if you go to One American News,
Or don't.
go to One American News and watch it for 1 hour
It's amazing.
and tell me what you think. If you believe everything that's coming out of that TV set, then I know that you bought into identity politics like my friend here to my right, and that you cannot think for yourself, you have no discernment, and you have no capability of having a conversation outside of the echo chamber which you found yourself in. And same for those that go to MSNBC, because they're just as bad, just to the other side. That being said, if you would like some good unvarnished news from the source,
Go to this right here.
Newsy.
And this, what I
Who
just put
carries
up.
What did you put up?
Who carries
Tell
the-
me what it is, because it's like a 30-second delay.
www.nasa.gov/multimedia/NASA TV /
Like NASA, the
found
space
public.
agency?
Yeah. Like NASA, the space agency.
Well, C-SPAN and Newsy are the two that I go to.
Yeah, but like
Except
NASA's
got
very real news
terrible
about
media
NASA
people.
stuff.
The one time that they
Because they don't tell you everything that you want to hear.
no, they don't even point the camera in the right direction. The one time they had here's a good example. They had SpaceX. Usually SpaceX covers their own launches. They do an amazing job, and they have their engineers actually do the commentary. They don't have media commentators. They have engineers that know more shit than the media people that NASA hired. They didn't even have the cameras pointed in the right direction when they launched that. I forget what telescope it was. It was a specific Earth observation telescope.
Come on, man.
It was terrible. It's like, okay, where's the rocket? Where's the staging? Where's the telemetry data? And they have this goofball who...
We hold these truths to be self-evident.
Oh, okay.
All
All men and women created you know the
you know the thing. You know the thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, so what you're saying is their production value sucks.
Horrible.
Okay, so don't watch NASA.
Yeah,
So watch Newsy and watch C-SPAN.
Where do you get Newsy? Who carries
On
Newsy?
all the same platforms.
They're not on AT&T.
Yes, they are. They're on AT&T. They're on DirecTV. They're on Facebook TV.
All right,
Or YouTube TV.
Yeah, let me
You can
go
find them on Facebook. You can find them, and they are the most unvarnished, unbiased, straight facts. It's boring.
So nobody
if you
watches
watch
them.
the news and it's boring, they're probably telling you the facts because they're not sensationalizing everything. They go into a story. They don't come right out and try to be the first one with all the data. Matter of fact, the shooting in Minneapolis is a perfect example. They come out and said they had a shooting in Minneapolis. As soon as we gather enough information, we'll get back with you. They were late. After everybody else got all their propaganda in, they're the ones that came out and released everything and had a good narrative on it.
And other than you, did
So
anyone
they didn't
watch them?
Yeah, they're a growing news source. And you know what else I like about Newsy? All the people that contribute to Newsy are in the cities that they live in. That they're reporting from the cities that they live in. So the main anchor is in Austin, and he starts the show, and then he passes it around to the entire country, and whoever has that story, they have. It's kind of like they don't have a main building and all these trucks and everything. It's just guys with cameras and they have either their cell phones or their cameras, and they go out and they do quality content.
Yeah.
Check them out. I know you're not going to like it because they don't suck the cock of the right.
Fucking burned.
I know you're not going to like it because you're going to be like, well, what about all these, this talking points that you're missing? They're all talking points. All One American News is 1 hour of talking points. That's it. And they tell the truth, but they don't tell the whole story.
Yeah.
Just like MSNBC does it for the
they
left.
tell the truth.
So does MSNBC.
I wouldn't say.
But they don't tell the whole story. You can tell the truth without telling the whole story, without putting in perspective, without putting in information to let the viewer make the decision, not make the decision for you by spoon feeding you the pablum of the ideology that you want to follow. MSNBC is the worst. Fox used to be real bad, but only One American News is so far to the right, it's left. That's how far to the right it is. It's a horrible news source. Absolutely atrocious news source.
Yeah, they're better than Newsmax, so there you go.
Newsmax is right there with them.
Newsmax shows info
Right now,
half the time.
right, if you want good unbiased news, there's Newsy and there's CBS Evening News.
CBS. No.
They're just a little bit left, but they still kind of stick it in there. They stick the landing kind of.
The only one of the major networks that I would say is not CBS, ABC World News.
Now they're a little bit left. Well, they're about the same as
They're better than
CBS.
CBS.
They're
CBS
right
is
there.
making-
But Newsy's even more accurate than that. So if you want the unvarnished truth, if you want to go into something and just get the facts so that you can make your decision, devoid of all talking points and Hannity telling you what to think and all these guys telling you, and all the anchors on One American News holding your hand and telling you it's going to be okay to be a conservative. If you just want the unvarnished news, Newsy and C-SPAN.
Yeah, C-SPAN doesn't even have any commentary.
Exactly. You hear it right from the horse's mouth. Exactly. And then you have to work. You have to work to get the information to process it because you don't have that crutch of a right wing or a left wing ideology to lean on to make you feel safe, to wrap yourself in a cocoon, and then surround yourself with others in your echo chamber to feel safe. Because when you do that, that's when you lose the ability to process information correctly, to make a decision using critical thinking. And you get to that point when you can look at something and say that is wrong. Instead of, nope, it's conservative, it's right. OAN gave me an excuse I can use and a talking point that I can talk around it. So we're gonna, that's right.
think Jack Posobiec does an amazing job.
We have never in the history of this country seen the kind of bullshit that happened during our election process. The only ones that got it right were Newsy. The only ones that got it right. They didn't call anything until it was callable. They came out with exactly the information you needed. They touched on what was being said and then presented the information as like, this is what we know. So, their motto is be informed.
So basically,
not
they let everyone else cover it, and then they say, okay.
No, they went in and saw the bullshit out there, weeded through it, struck the facts out, and said, this is what we know. This is what we don't know. We're going to wait until we know what we know. And every single one of them called it right. They called it late. It was boring. It wasn't sensationalized. It didn't give you that cocoon of safety inside your echo chamber, but it was the news and it was accurate. You should be able to look at Donald Trump and see the piece of shit that he was as a human being and not make an excuse for him, but then in the same sentence turn around and point out that Joe Biden does the same sort of things Trump does, but be on his ass. You can't. You have to hold both of them accountable to the same level. Both of them are shit human beings. Biden and Trump are garbage.
What about Joe Jorgensen?
Joe Jorgensen was awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she had some flaws. I didn't agree with her on all her policies. But that's what a critical thinker does. They looks at the value of the leadership. Because I knew that when Joe Jorgensen if she were elected president, which would have been awesome, that she would have reduced our budget, reduced the government influence, brought a lot of this stuff into bear, and she would have handled the crisis with the pandemic better. But I don't agree with everything she stands for.
How would she have reduced the budget if Congress would have overrode her veto every time?
Shut the fuck
How do you know she would do that, though? You know why? Because Joe Jorgensen is a negotiator and understands discourse and compromise. That's why. She doesn't tweet out right wing or tweet out left wing or say the shit that Joe says just to appease a base. She didn't care about that.
Yeah.
That's why I voted for her. Because she was a better person and a better candidate than the two assholes that were running. That's why I voted for her. I didn't vote for Trump or vote for Biden because I needed the win in my safety little blanket. I voted for her because I was hoping and praying that enough people would wake the hell up and see how corrupt both the Republicans and Democrats are, that we would shut the door on them, put a libertarian and put a third party in as president, and then hopefully that carried down to the Congress and the House. I would love to see the midterms. I'm on the Libertarian Party right now. I'm tweeting them damn near every day. Where's our candidates?
And they're not.
And
they're not going to present them. Until
575 days to the midterms.
Wait, was that updated? Did you update it?
I updated it.
Yeah.
Where's our candidates?
You mean where's your candidates? They're going to show up.
1 hour later.
They're going to show up probably August 2022. And they're going to campaign for 3 months poorly, and they're not going to get what 1%.
And who's going to cover them?
No one.
Newsy. Newsy covered Joe Jorgensen. Gave her equal time.
Yeah, CNN covered what's his face?
No, CNN used it as a fluff piece. Fox News mentioned her as a fluff piece. Oh, look at this cute little third party. Let's go suck Trump's cock over here.
In 2016, which network ran the Libertarian Party debate? It was what, CNN? Or was it MSNBC?
Fox Business.
Yeah, a lot that did for him.
Yeah, because they're not on the debate stage. What if Gary Johnson was on the debate stage with Hillary and Trump?
No, he would have had his ass handed to him.
How?
Well, first of all, anything about foreign politics, he didn't know what the hell Aleppo was.
Nobody knew it. You didn't even say it right.
Well, how's it pronounced?
No one knew what that was until that story broke. No one cared about it.
Or what about Bill Weld's stance on he wants Joe Biden type gun control? Aren't the libertarians supposed to be all about less regulation?
Oh, so we're going to hold them to a higher standard than Trump and
actual gun control.
Who did actual gun control? Who infringed on the Second Amendment more than any president since Clinton?
How?
Banning bump stocks.
God damn, dude, are you so blind? Seriously. Do you just not pay attention? Get away from One American News, dude. I'm serious. I'm going to save you. I'm going to turn you into a critical thinker. That is my mission before the 2022 elections. You are not going to vote Republican just because they're Republican. I'm not going to let you let the Republican candidates slide.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Zero
just
sliding.
like the libertarians slide.
I'm not. If the libertarians put up a piece of shit, I'm not voting for them.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess you're not voting for the libertarians then.
They put up better people than the Republicans and Democrats. You know
Yeah.
why they're not in the conversation? A lot of it because the Libertarian Party doesn't market well, even though they have all the resources right in front of them. I'll give you that. But you know why the two parties have such a stronghold? Because every single major network has bought off into those two parties and will not give any third party a shot at getting any equal treatment. You know who runs the debates for the presidential candidates?
Yeah, both parties.
The parties do. So, of course, that needs to be taken over by the government. That's one thing I will say. The debates for president, if you are on 48 ballots to be president of the United States, you need to be on that debate stage. And Gary Johnson would have wiped the floor with both of them. Do you know why? Because he doesn't buy into that gotcha, going to jail, party, politic, catchphrase bullshit. Nobody knew about that battle. Nobody until that.
Roger Stone.
And he wasn't part of any of the briefings. If you're on the ballot in all 50 states, you should be on the stage to debate. And let's see what would have happened. Let's see what would have happened. I think Gary Johnson would have came out ahead because he's calm, collect, very well spoken, extremely intelligent. And while those two knuckleheads were going at each other with all the bullshit they were doing, that was the worst debates ever.
Yeah.
No substance whatsoever in those debates. I believe he'd have kept his cool.
Yeah. The Johnson was slick.
That guy was awesome. What he did was it New Mexico?
I don't remember.
It's New Mexico.
New Mexico came into a Democratic state, Democratic House, Democratic Senate, and within his 2 terms, turned that whole state around to where they had a surplus. You know how he did it? Discourse, conversation, compromise, like politicians are supposed to do, not like the mess that we have now. You know the only problem I have with Trump? He should have kept off Twitter. He should have just went in and did the job. If he had kept off Twitter and not cared what people were saying about him and just went in and did the job, I think he did enough good things. I mean, he brought peace to Korea.
Yeah, he brought peace to the Middle East, too.
Yeah, but he shot all that down with his fucking tweets and his stupid-ass comments.
That's how he got elected in the first place.
No, he got elected because a lot of people didn't want Hillary Clinton.
And
you know what got Trump elected? Hillary Clinton got Trump elected.
And China.
Don't fool yourself. If it would have been any other Democrat other than Hillary, we wouldn't have had Trump as a president. I stand by that. Any other Democratic candidate other than Hillary Clinton, he would have been.
It was also the Obamacare individual mandate.
What's that?
The Obamacare mandate.
Yeah, I know. Trump did some good things.
Right, but people.
I'm not saying everything.
Most of the country did not want that individual mandate. They would have elected.
I'm not saying he did everything bad. What I'm saying, he's just a fucking idiot.
But you're asking how he got elected.
He got elected because he wasn't Hillary Clinton.
And people wanted the individual mandate repealed.
Okay.
That's a huge deal.
That's a huge deal. Yeah, you're right. He got elected on that singular thing with nothing else mattered. Nothing else happened.
But you're saying it's like he got elected because it was Hillary Clinton. But the big thing was that people did not like the individual mandate.
No shit, they didn't like it, but that didn't get him elected.
Yeah, it did.
Because it didn't.
Hillary would not have.
I'm telling you right now, you put anybody up against Trump from the Democratic Party, and they had some great candidates. The Democrats did,
and they all supported the individual mandate.
They had some great candidates,
and
well-spoken
candidates. The individual mandate.
That had nothing to do with it.
Yes, it did.
No, it did not. He did not get elected for the individual mandate. He got elected because nobody wanted Hillary Clinton.
Because the individual mandate taxed you for existing.
No shit. But that wasn't
and everyone on the Democrats.
This is what happens when you argue with talking points. This is it right here. No critical thinking. This is it.
This is critical thinking.
There's no critical thinking.
It's called people didn't want to be taxed for breathing air.
No shit. No shit. But that wasn't the reason he got elected.
The Democrats would have kept the individual mandate.
But that's not why Trump got elected. That is not the reason why.
What's the commentary say? What does the commentary say? Is it because it was Hillary and any other Democrat he would have lost to, or is it because people wanted the individual mandate repealed?
Hillary basically shot herself in the foot. Well, Hillary didn't win the nomination. Let me put it this way. If Bernie Sanders would have won the Democratic primary, he would have been president. I guarantee it. Do you know why Trump's president? Because the Democrats stayed home because they were pissed off that Hillary was their candidate. That's why. You can throw all the little talking points out there, and I'm not arguing that nobody wanted the mandate. It wasn't the reason why he got elected president. It was not the reason.
So if the Democrats...
Holy shit.
So if the Democrats were pissed that Hillary was the nominee and they stayed home and there wasn't election fraud, does that mean that most of the Democrats wanted Hillary? Or do you think that...
No, they didn't. That's why they didn't go vote. They wanted Bernie.
So they stole it from Bernie is what you're admitting to.
Yes. So I said that back when Bernie didn't get the nomination. There's no way Hillary beat him.
But you're not saying that they stole the re-election from Trump. But you're saying they stole the nomination from Bernie.
A primary and a general election are two different things. They're voted differently.
They're still voted.
No. Do you follow the Democratic primaries? How they do it? It's a fucking train wreck.
Yeah, they're the ones
no two states.
About voter suppression.
No two states do it the same. Stop changing the goalposts and distracting. Listen to what I'm saying. Trump became president because Hillary Clinton was running against him. If Bernie would have won the nomination, he would have been the president, and he would have beat Trump handily because all the Democrats would have showed up and they would have voted. Nobody liked Hillary. They just liked Trump less. And enough Republicans, meat eaters, went out and voted for Trump. Mm-hmm. But it was the lowest turnout in presidential history for that vote.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't.
And the highest turnout was this last one. Because, and the only reason Joe Biden got elected, well, I don't think anybody could have ran against Trump on the Democratic ticket. I wish it would have been Buttigieg, but that's me.
Why Buttigieg?
Because I think he's a good leader. He's got great ideas.
Okay, so what did he do good for Muncie, Indiana?
I don't know. I don't have the stuff in front of me.
But you said he's a good leader, so okay.
So what? Okay. Tell me then. What didn't he do for Muncie, Indiana? Come with something good.
I'm asking you. You're the one.
I don't know.
You're the one who brought Pete Buttigieg.
I think he would have been a better candidate than Joe Biden.
Well, anyone would have been a better candidate than Joe
Exactly.
Biden. So you would have picked Pete over Tulsi Gabbard.
Well, Tulsi Gabbard would even been better, I think, for the country. Because this is what I do know about those two. Discourse, compromise. The reason why Buttigieg didn't get the nod is he's not a sold-out lefty. He has some of the beliefs, but he'll compromise. And that's what we need back in Washington. No identity politics. Joe Biden, they just put there. And nobody wanted Trump for a second term. There were people that voted for Trump the first time around, voted for Joe Biden. I know, it's hard for you to believe. You think that all Republicans think just like you, and they're all surrounded in the flag and all this other stuff, and whatever you believe, whatever your ideology tells you to believe. But the bottom line is that Trump's not president anymore. He's not.
Yeah, it's Kamala that's essentially president.
And Kamala will be president within the first 4 years. Again, over, under, and 2. I don't believe anything bad's going to happen too, Joe. Like, so I don't believe anybody's going to harm him. I just believe he's so old that he's not going to be able to do it.
He's going to get Rule 25 before the end of the year.
Yes, no days off. We're our podcast, theradiomancave.com. Click on the link. Come join us on YouTube. You can see all the discussion and all that stuff.
And I personally think they're going to use marijuana descheduling as a way of getting Joe Biden out, because Schumer came out a couple weeks ago and said, we're going to move forward with marijuana descheduling, getting it not scheduled as a controlled substance, whether Joe Biden's for it or not. And they've already have.
Well, that's already in the pipeline. I mean,
but it's going to be
the president's not going to be able to stop.
Yeah, he is. It's called a veto. So what they're going to do is they're going to Rule 25 Joe. They're going to put Kamala in as the president. She's going to sign the descheduling.
So hold on.
And she's already been the sponsor of the bill in the last Congress.
As smart as you are, man. Come on. Come on, man.
No, that's going to be the.
So you think if the House and the Senate, who are controlled by the Democrat Party, move to legalize marijuana, that Joe Biden will veto it and kill it?
Yes. And that's why they're going to basically use that
I don't know
to
what to
rule
do now.
the 25th
Where's
Amendment.
Alex?
Joe Biden.
I need to tap out.
All right, hold on. I need you guys.
I need to tap out, man.
While you guys were talking about that, I had to make some excellent art about Leland right now.
Oh, God. Do I want to see this?
Oh, yes, you do.
How many fucking penises is it? Okay, that was, an hour and 2 minutes into the show?
No, I did nothing of the sort that was horrible. So Leland, continue talking, and this image will remain on the thing.
Kamala Harris.
You know what?
Well, Kamala Harris was the sponsor of the MORE Act in the Senate, and she.
We have to wait for 30
wait
minutes.
30 seconds.
What?
30 seconds.
Oh, I can see it now on my end. Oh,
yeah,
wait.
that's because you're in the.
You're
Oh my
watching
God,
the stream. You're feeding the stream.
dude! Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Take that off.
What?
Take it off.
It was Leland.
Wait. What?
Take it off. Let's take a break.
Yeah, that is a penis, for God's
sake. We have now. Okay, now I'm going to teach you some producing tricks. I'm going into a transition. So right now, you turn off 2 mics. Yours and his.
All right.
And then you listen to what I'm saying. And as soon as you switch the thing over, you reach over and you hit mine. And that way, all our mics are shut off. We're going to enjoy a nice musical interlude. Fire Tiger we started a relationship with this very talented band, and they're awesome. They have a lot of videos up on their YouTube channel. Go to their YouTube channel, like and subscribe, enjoy their music. It's all original music. The link is in the description of this show. We hope you go check them out. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I don't know what the rest. Keep picking on Leland, I guess.
Yeah. Basically, you guys arguing is fucking hilarious.
I'm Mike Allen. This is the Radio Man Cave, and we'll be right back. You're on the air.
I am never going to change.
Not leaving from this house where we shared all these memories. Friends try to push me out. They're just jealous about you and me. I know you are coming home now. Soon I'll be crying out loud. Wait, here comes my babe. He has changed for me. He has changed for me. In case you do
for all the news and insight from a fan's perspective. Join Brock, Chaz, and Mike every Thursday for the F1 Starting Grid. Race picks, current team news, and of course, our unbiased opinion on who we think will win. So head down to the paddock at the Forum of Racing and like, share, and subscribe to the F1 Starting Grid. Be ready for when the lights go out.
Let's have some fun. Okay, let's kill some Girl Scouts because they're totally fucking evil. Yeah, they are. Yeah, it's nice.
Hey, have you bought your Thin Mint cookies this week, punk?
What? No, I haven't. Because I hate Thin Mint cookies and I hate Girl Scouts because they're fucking mean and stupid and ugly.
What? Wrong answer, punk! Guards, get him!
Yeah, bring it on, guards. I'll kill you all. Ah! Bam! Oh no! Yeah, that's right. Into the abyss you go. Ha ha.
What? How do you do that? What?
That's right. I'm fucking acrobatic as fuck.
Ouch! Ow! Ouch! Oh!
Yeah, you're not immune to bullets, are you, little girl? Huh. Thought it was pretty cool beating me up like that, didn't you? But it's not. Die.
Oh no! Oh God, he's overtaking all of us.
Hell yeah, I am, because I'm a fucking awesome dude. Bam! Ah! Back up, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
Bam! Yeah, you're done.
Oh yeah, God, let's see if he can take me on.
Bam! Yeah, that's another one bites the dust.
Oh yeah, I have explosive.
Oh yeah, I don't give a shit. Foam power. That's right. Yeah. Oh yeah, come on, bring it on, bring it. I can dodge bullets, fucker. Too bad you can't, Girl Scout. Oh, you think you're so cool because you're lying down? Bam! Oh! That's right, only one left.
Yeah, it's just me. I'm the only surviving cartel Girl Scout member.
Oh yeah? Well, that's why I saved you for last. For what you did to me on the streets. You thought it was pretty cool kicking a man when he was down, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. It was funny. We all laughed about it later.
What? You did?
Yeah, we had a big laugh about the old man that we kicked his ass.
Fuck you, I'm taking you down right now, you damn Girl Scout.
Ow! Oh, no, wait, I can't swim. I can't.
That's right. Wow. Oh my god, I did it. I defeated the Girl Scout cartel. I am the savior of the wasteland. Yeah!
Yay!
Oh no! Sea tanks!
Yes. Oh my god, get a target on him.
Sea tank one down!
Oh, one left. Oh, reload.
Get him!
This is like dirt wine. It's nice though, right?
I think they call it Merlot.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why you're so good at this game, but you are. I'll give it to you.
Oh, come on.
What? He is. He wins every time.
Let's do it again. All right, that was an extended break, but you got a little bit of the Dawn of the Dude. That also is linked in the description of this show. Make sure to go there and like and follow along with Mad Circus.
Yep.
Is also in there. Make sure to like and follow that. All those projects that we have going on. The Dawn of the Dude actually got cleared for season 2, and we're doing a crowdfunding for it. And we did the promo here recently. So once that promo gets done, we'll be playing it here on the show. And if you'd like to be a contributor to get your name in the credits or just be a part of it, or be an associate producer.
Associate producer, executive producer.
Executive producer or something like that, depending on how much you like to contribute. Season 2 is coming up, and it's going to be freaking wild, man. We've already got a breakdown, kind of like the storyline. My character, who you saw in the tub with the main character, along with the zombie roommate, and a new warrior, female warrior, are going to head out into the wasteland to fight the zombies, and it's going to be pretty funny.
Yeah.
And the episodes, I think, are going to be longer. They're going to be more of a 30-minute sitcom type thing. But right now we're shopping it around, and if you'd like to go support that, go to the YouTube channel, like, share, subscribe, and then also go to Facebook. They have the Facebook links on there. Make sure you keep up to date and everything going on with that production so that when it comes out, you can see more of shenanigans like that.
You know, I just want to say, for your female warrior, you should just base her off of me, because
no, actually, she's an extremely talented actress.
Yeah,
and
just have her act like me, just an ass.
She looks so much better in a bikini than you do.
Hey, wow! How dare you insult me in my badass mankini?
Yeah.
Am I unmuted?
I think yes, you are on mute. I think you are muted.
All right, Leland, you're allowed to talk now. Well, he was doing a thing, and I knew you were going to interrupt.
He did a good production. He made a good production call.
Yeah,
you did.
An hour and 15 minutes into it.
That was a long extended break. Chuck Licata is in our chat and watching right now. Chuck,
I miss you.
I know we miss you, and we got to talk sports because the Lions are going to screw up the draft.
Oh.
Again.
Yeah. No.
How bad?
Bad.
Like how many rounds have they exchanged with other teams?
Well, it's not that. It's who they're looking at drafting.
Who are they looking at drafting?
Now, they just got Jared Goff, who is basically a younger Stafford.
Man, I feel bad for him because his career just ended.
Probably.
Yeah.
Most likely. And they're looking at, so if you get Jared Goff and you got a shit offensive line and you've got no receivers and you've got 4 running backs, as the Detroit Lions, who should you be drafting?
You should be drafting an O-line and some receivers or tight ends.
Yeah, we're getting a running back.
So I have found an audio clip that is talking about next season for the Lions.
Play it. Yeah, there it is. That's pretty much it.
Pretty much.
That is pretty much it. But, I can't quit on him. In F1, I'm also, because, see, when I started following F1 way back when I was a kid, Williams Racing was the shit, man. They were one of the top teams.
Right now.
And now them and Haas are the worst.
Yeah.
Hey,
let me give you an example of their racing currently with their Russian drivers.
Well, Mazepin and
so what are we looking at? The 90s. So Haas Racing was good. The Dallas Cowboys were
Haas Racing has never been good. Not in F1.
Yeah.
But you look at the Dallas Cowboys, you look at the Chicago Bulls, you look at the San Francisco.
What does that have to do with
what
anything that we're talking
what
about?
point are you trying to make?
What I'm getting at is that all the teams that we followed when we were younger suck now.
Yeah, but the Cowboys always suck.
They won, was it the 94, 95?
Well, that's because of their owner.
They won the Super Bowl, 3 times in the 90s?
I know. That's because of their owner.
Same thing with the Bulls. 6 championships in 8 years. Reisendorf broke up the team, and they haven't won a championship since.
So what point are you trying to make?
Yeah, is this going anywhere?
I don't know where this is going.
Yeah. Where I'm saying is that the teams were the shit back in the day, and now they're in the basement now.
Well, that's just true. I mean, Williams used to dominate through the 80s and the 90s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. And Frank Williams is old. And, of course, he had an accident that turned him into a paraplegic, and he still ran that team. Then his daughter took over 3 years ago, I think, 4 years ago.
When did F1?
And then they went to Mercedes power plant, and then they just built shit cars. I mean, they're horrible cars. They have one of the best drivers in the grid. George Russell is one of the best drivers in the grid.
Well, when did F1 go get rid of the V10s, and they got rid of, and then they went, was it the turbo V6s?
That was back in the 80s and 90s. I mean, right now they're Turbo 6.
Hold on. I have a thing.
They just got rid of the 8-cylinders. Now they're all 6-cylinder Turbo 6.
Yeah.
Why?
Here's, what is it, Williams Racing?
Yeah.
Oh, no! We suck again!
That's, yeah. And it's sad because George Russell is probably one of the best drivers out there.
Which team did Michael Schumacher drive for?
Mick Schumacher drives for Haas. Came in dead last.
Yeah. Which kind of
Mazepin lasted half a lap, and then untouched, spun off the course and wrecked his car.
So they went from Michael Schumacher to this.
Michael Schumacher never drove for Haas. Michael Schumacher drove for McLaren, and then he got all his championships with Ferrari.
Yeah. And then decided to go,
And then Hamilton drove his first couple of years for McLaren, won one world championship, and then went to Mercedes.
And was also a president.
When Infiniti was a sponsor of F1, how good were they? Their teams.
Well, Infiniti didn't have a team; they were just a sponsor.
Yeah.
So I don't know who Infiniti, who's on their cars.
They suck.
Right now, it's oh man. See, if you guys tune in to the Forum of Racing on Thursdays. That link is in the thing. Go in there. Myself and Brock. Actually, I might have Brock in here in the studio, and we'll talk about. I know that the next weekend is Imola, and so we could have him in here on that Monday and talk about it before we talk about it on the show. I'm not in F1 mode, so.
So we got you off guard.
Yep.
Even though you were promoting your own show, pretty much.
Well, but when I get on that show and talk, I have all my research in front of me.
Yeah, and you know, have to deal
but there's
with...
a lot of things that F1 does different than the racing leagues here in the United States. For example, they do a hard start versus
they do a grid start.
They do a grid start versus
instead of a rolling start. Yep. So here's the teams right now for 2021. You have Red Bull Racing and Mercedes, who are by far the two best teams. Right now, Red Bull is being powered by Honda, but Honda is getting out of internal combustion engines. What are you playing?
So it's just going to be.
I'm not playing anything.
So Honda's just going to be Formula E going forward.
So Honda's getting out of racing completely.
Oh, they're not even doing Formula E.
They're not doing Formula E. They're not. Yeah. They might, but they're not doing Indy. They're not doing NASCAR. They're doing nothing because they're getting out of all combustible engines. They're getting out.
What? Even motocross?
Everything. Their motorcycles, everything. They're turning the page. So you have Red Bull Racing powered by Honda. Then you got Petronas Mercedes, and Mercedes right now is the top team.
Better than Ferrari.
Oh hell yeah, they're better. Them and Red Bull are battling it out. Then you have McLaren, who's been around forever, and they've got a good. They've actually Daniel Ricciardo is driving for them this year. They have a really good team this year. They're going to be fighting for the podium, like in third place and stuff like that. Then you have Ferrari with Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc, and Ferrari hasn't had a good car in like 3 years. I mean, horrible. Lower midfield.
Then they were allowed to get a good car for like 3 races, and then they got knocked down.
Well, no, they're having some internal problems with Ferrari.
Well, I mean, have they just?
So then AlphaTauri, which is Red Bull's junior team, or the other Red Bull team, is AlphaTauri, which is a clothing line. They have Yuki Tsunoda, which is the new rookie driver from Japan, who finished the last race in Bahrain, finished ninth. So
nice.
So in his first race, he finished ninth. And then Pierre Gasly, who I pick to come in third at Imola. So my picks for this. If you guys want to listen to the Form of Racing, what we do is the three hosts, and people can join in too. We have like a driver's points, so we make our top 3 podium picks, and then we get ranked by points. Now, I picked for Imola, I picked Verstappen, Hamilton, and then I picked Pierre Gasly because he was in 4th when he crashed.
Is that going to be one of the bucket lists one of these days? Is going to
Well, hopefully the Form of Racing gets a media pass to go down to the paddock. That would be awesome because I don't have the money it takes to pay for a ticket, and I don't want to go to the to F1 and sit out. Yeah. Well, I guess we could go out there and sit and drink beer and watch the cars come by every 2 seconds.
Do you know what we should do? At least how you should rank drivers is if they were to fight. Like, there's only one way.
Yeah, they have a thing for that. It's called boxing. This is car racing.
Yeah.
All right. So then we have Austin Martin. We have Austin Martin. And that Austin Martin used to be Renault.
Aston Martin, you mean?
Aston Martin. It used to be Renault, and they've got Sebastian Vettel, who's a 4-time world champion, and Lance Stroll as their drivers. But they're mid-range. They're midfield at best.
Do you think part of the problem with Ferrari, you're saying they have internal problems, has to do with when they split off from Fiat?
I don't know. No, I just think they have some egos in there that are not building good cars. Giovinazzi and Kimi Räikkönen are driving for Alfa Romeo Racing, who's midfield. And then Alpine used to be Renault. Alpina, you mean? No, Alpine.
Alpine? Okay.
Alpine. Don't try to go all French on me. It's Alpine. That used to be Renault. That's Fernando Alonso and Esteban Ocon. And then we have my boys, Williams Racing. And their car, their livery is Mercedes-Benz. Their power plant is Mercedes-Benz. So you'd think they'd be at least as fast as the Mercedes-Benz, but no, their car's crap. But they did go back. Their livery this year harkens back to the colors that were on the car in the days of Senna and Nelson Piquet, and
but they're Detroit based, correct, or Michigan based?
Williams?
Yes.
No, England.
England. Okay.
Yeah. Haas is the only American team. McLaren should be American team.
What power plant does Haas use?
Haas is using, I don't know, whatever it is. It's freaking slow. I think they're using Renault. I'm not sure. Oh, Ferrari. They're using Ferrari engines. So, but anyway, Form of Racing Thursdays on YouTube. Go to the link in the description. Follow, subscribe, come join us. That's not a live show. That's a tape show. But we do have a Twitter account and everything. All the stuff is in there. And if you're an F1 fan, come join the conversation. We have a good time. So we talked about some sports.
Oh, I just want to let you know.
Yeah.
Honda is still in motocross, but Geico dropped them as a sponsor.
Interesting.
So,
they're still in, but they're phasing out.
Yeah,
they're phasing out.
Motocross is pretty sick, though. Motocross and Supercross.
It's going to be hard in the next. I think they said in the next 5 to 7 years, you're not going to be able to find Honda lawnmowers, generators, anything gas powered. They're getting out of it.
Yeah, and
they just released a jet about 5 years ago. So are they going to get out of that too?
I don't know. It kind of sucks because Honda makes really good motors.
They do. They make good cars.
But they also don't make any productive fast cars anymore, and it's kind of weird, especially whenever you see it in motorsport. Progressively you have car companies that aren't making fast cars anymore. One of the ones I was really sad to see was whenever Mitsubishi dropped the Land Evo, and they just quit making them because the Land Evo was a badass car.
Yeah, right? The only thing they have, only Subaru is still in that market with the WRX.
And at least for all-wheel drive, fast turbocharged sedans. But then you still have Nissan
Who owns Mitsubishi? Yeah.
Well, sorta.
Kind of.
Not
they're
really.
They're not doing that well either.
No, Nissan, the GTR's awesome.
It is.
And amazeballs, and probably one of the coolest cars ever.
Well, and you know, Honda's leaving, but they're turning over all their technology to Red Bull. So Red Bull is going to produce their own power plant.
Yeah. I mean, even then,
and they're still going to be badass because Red Bull is one of the premier teams.
Yeah. I mean, it's good for, I mean, I get it, but, like, I still think it kind of sucks because, I mean, progressively, like, Honda's been, like, a staple in motorsport, you know, since, you know, people started hot rodding EG6s and, you know.
Oh, yeah, Brock Young, Haas, Ferrari.
Yeah, the whole term.
I'm sorry, I was looking it up, Brock. I should have just, I didn't.
Yeah, the whole term Rice Rocket refers mainly to Hondas with free-flowing exhaust.
Detroit Tigers beat the Houston Astros in Houston tonight, 6-2. So two shit teams battled it out.
That's a revenge for A.J. Hitch, though. A.J. Hitch is now the manager of the Detroit Tigers, and he was basically the sacrificial lamb during the whole cheating scandal.
Holy cow! What the?
I don't know what the hell happened there.
What are you doing in there?
Yeah, exactly.
I was trying to do something and it just...
Well, yeah, don't do that.
Anyway, so Hitch was fired even though he was actually trying to stop the cheating, but he wasn't being aggressive enough. And so he was suspended by Major League Baseball all of last season, and then the Tigers hired him to be the manager, and it's also speculated that, what's-his-face, Verlander is going to go to the Tigers next season.
Go back to the Tigers?
Go back to the Tigers.
So let me ask you this. Is Houston still getting booed at their own stadium?
Probably. Notice I'm not wearing their hat anymore.
So you just totally jumped off that bandwagon.
Dude, they were.
Yeah, you just sounded like a bandwagoning fan.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of wishing any Detroit team would cheat to do anything right now. Just something.
Wait, the Red Wings, aren't they doing all right?
No, they're horrible.
Doing bad.
Pistons, how about them?
No, they're horrible. Every Detroit team right now is down. I mean, the Lions have always been down. Exactly.
You're welcome for that one. Also, I just realized that I never readjusted the soundboard settings, and that was extremely loud.
It was extremely loud.
Somebody should have not touched the soundboard
You know what?
setting,
Somebody should know somebody should learn what they're doing in there, really. You know what? We're going to spend time. We're going to make this a good... You know what? I'm going to train you.
So you guys spend quality time with Mad Mike.
He lives here.
Yeah.
One of these weekends, instead of coming home from work on a Friday and disappearing until Sunday night at 8 o'clock, we need to sit down in there and play with the vMix and graphics and titles and all this other stuff.
So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to turn the internet off for about an hour, and then he's not going to have any of his anime to fap off to, and then he'll go like...
I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
And number one, I don't jack it to anime because I'm not a degenerate, Leland.
Yeah. Yeah, Brock Young. Brock's one of the hosts of the F1 show he's on right now. Yuki, man, I'm telling you, I want to see that kid on the podium. I think, man, I want to see him on the podium. He's just a good kid.
Is attending a Monaco Grand Prix on your bucket list?
Yes. For my life, yes. Yes. I want to go to Monaco. I want to go to, you know what? I want the cryptocurrencies I've invested in to go sky high so I become a billionaire. I will turn my back on everybody but family because, you know, everybody's going to want something.
But you'll need some way of flying to Monaco, so what you need to do is you need to buy an airplane and have me fly it.
So I'm talking about coattail riders right here.
Yeah, do you know what I'm going to do?
I want to buy an F1 team and then totally Tony Stark that bad boy and jump in the car right before the race.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to...
Just don't have a base in Michigan.
With my billions of dollars, I'm going to buy a blimp. And that's how I'm going to travel everywhere.
In a blimp.
In my rigid dirigible.
Actually, you know, I've always wanted to build one.
Do you know how cool it'd be to have
no, not a blimp, a dirigible.
Yeah.
Oh, a Zeppelin, yes.
Like a Zeppelin.
Oh, yes.
You know, just not get too crazy like the Hindenburg, but, you know, make it big enough because especially with the poly frame and stuff that we have now, that's stronger than aluminum. You could totally build one. Just don't put hydrogen in it.
Oh, yeah.
Put helium. But
absolutely. In fact, that's all the new Goodyear. The Goodyear airships are all semi-rigid dirigibles. They're not.
well, yeah.
blimps anymore.
Well, they have a ridge underneath. Yeah, yeah. They're not blimps. I had a chance to ride in a Goodyear blimp back in the 70s, and I can't remember what happened.
Oh, that must have been fun.
I didn't go.
Was that? Oh, would that have been the one? Oh wait, you weren't down here yet. You were still up in Michigan.
It was. They flew it. They were flying it around doing some promo thing, and they landed it in the Emmett County Airport between Harbor Springs and Petoskey, and then they'd fly it around the cities, and they'd have the, you know.
They used to have a blimp based in Houston, a Goodyear blimp based in Houston in the 1980s.
I wasn't here in 1980s. This is in Michigan.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I'm just telling our audience here that they had like 3 blimps across the country. In Houston,
Yeah,
was one
because
of
they
them.
don't use them for sporting events anymore too much.
Because they're all domes now, so
Yeah.
it's kind of pointless.
But I want like a dirigible, like a German. They should make a movie about the German dirigibles in World War I. You know, they'd fly these things. Well, first of all, Germans, you'd think they'd think no better, right? You don't put flammable gas in a big bag and go fight in a war when you have helium. But anyway.
Actually, they didn't have helium.
They used to fly to bomb. You know how they spot the bombs?
The shadow of the dirigible?
No, they'd hang a guy in this thing called it was called the cloud car, and they'd winch him down on this cloud car, and it was shaped like a bomb, but it had little veins in it so he could kind of keep himself straight. And he would be like 50 feet above the ground, 70 feet above the ground, and he would pick out the targets, and then they'd reel them up and drop the bombs.
See, how many of those guys died?
I don't know because there's not really a whole lot of. I mean, outside of the one picture I found, there's not a lot of writing about who the cloud car guys were. I want to do research and shoot a movie. I would love to make a movie about the dirigibles in World War I.
It's an untapped market.
And there's really not a lot of stories about them.
You know what I would really like? I would like a white and red blimp with green letters that says Zorin Industries. So I could have the Christopher Walken blimp.
Hell yeah.
Do my sweet blimp shit.
And step off in a tuxedo.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's if I have
your roommate says you're a good guy because the dogs like you.
That's good.
Well, Radar likes him too, so.
I'm over here looking at
was that Anthony Dalton or was that Roger Moore for that particular Bond movie?
Zorin?
Yeah.
I want to say that was Roger Moore.
That was A View to a Kill, right?
Yeah, it was A View to a Kill.
Was that
I believe.
Was that the one that took place in San Francisco?
I don't know. You know, I watched all the Bond movies up until about halfway through.
Pierce Brosnan or the one guy?
No.
Yeah, it was Roger Moore.
I watched like the first 3 Roger Moores, and then I stopped watching Bond movies. Unless my cousin was really into Bond movies, so I would watch them at his house. But they just became so campy and stupid that I couldn't get into it anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm the type of guy that thinks, you know, one, who dresses your minion up in stupid outfits and then hands them Stein guns? You know what I mean?
Okay.
I mean, there's nothing practical about a white jumpsuit and a red construction helmet when you're running around with a Bren gun.
Okay, well, here's the thing.
You know what I mean?
You have to be safe because you have to think OSHA standards do exist.
That's true. That's true. But
having protective coveralls.
May
have been white.
But that's your army. That's the guys that are gonna.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You gotta make GoldenEye.
That's the guys. That's the guys that are gonna get wiped out by an Englishman with a
Walther
9mm pistol and a chick in a bikini. Come on.
Yeah.
You gotta admit, GoldenEye did give us a good video game, though.
Well, yeah,
that's true. But
here's
I didn't watch GoldenEye. This is my favorite. This is my favorite Bond movies. The first one, Dr. No, amazing. And then I can't remember the second one.
Well, those are Sean Connery ones.
Yeah, it was Sean Connery. But then the other one that was really good was when George Lazenby played James Bond in The Spy Who Loved Me.
Did you like Moonraker, or was that?
No, those were all stupid.
Moonraker was awesome.
Oh, shut up. When they got the guy with the teeth and the thing, and
Jaws? How dare you insult
I mean, it was
Jaws?
Jaws
now,
became a main character of the spin-off cartoon.
and I just and I didn't, and until the recent Bond movies with what's his name, Daniel Craig. Mm-hmm. Those are awesome. Those are amazing. That's how the Bond movies should have been the whole time.
But they had no gadgets in the Daniel Craig.
It doesn't matter, but that's the thing. There wasn't a whole lot of gadgets in Ian Fleming's original writing. There wasn't. That was all the movie writers and stuff with all the bullshit. But Daniel Craig, his Bond movies, golden. Love them.
But not as good as golden.
Love them.
There's one that's sitting in the can because of COVID. Same thing with the new Ghostbusters movie that's coming out. That's Ghostbusters Afterlife.
I don't know anything about the first Ghostbusters was great, and really anything after that is trash. That's one of the movies that should have never, ever, ever had a sequel.
Well, the cartoon was good.
Well, yeah, but that's not the movie.
Yeah, no, but like Ghostbusters
and Ghostbusters Afterlife, they're ignoring the 2016 one completely, and nobody knows other than the filmmakers if it's going to reference the video game, which essentially was the real third movie. The video game had a really good plot.
Okay. I don't play Ghostbusters video games.
Davis, you played the video game for the Xbox 360, right?
Nope.
No. We play like real games.
Yeah. I play quality games.
Play quality games.
Yeah.
Well, since we blew through all our breaks, what do you want to talk about, Leland?
Well, we still have no breaks.
Yeah, because you blew through them all in the last break.
You told me to.
I didn't.
Sorta.
I said play two things, and then you just went off on a tangent.
I played 3.
Show the music video I directed last summer.
We already played that like 5 times.
Yeah, you know what?
We only played it once.
And you know what? Mm-hmm. We got a hit, a violation
for
copyright violation.
For
even though we put the link in there and everything.
Yeah.
I don't know. Somebody complained.
I directed the video, and
I don't know, Leland. We got a violation. Okay. I don't know. They didn't take the video down, but
yeah,
we got flagged.
How did we get flagged?
I don't know. I don't work for Facebook.
Do I look like I know stuff to you?
Are you sure it was that music video that did it?
Yes.
Yeah. They tell you what it is.
Standing Hero New Day, that's where the copyright violation came from?
I don't know.
It just says it's been flagged for copyright violation, and what it doesn't tell you all the information. Which is one thing I hate about YouTube is they say you've been flagged for this, for a copyright violation. Then I write them and say, okay, tell me exactly what it was. And then they put just the song in there or the video. I'm like, okay, we had permission. You know what? And then they just kind of like, nope, it's closed. They're overwhelmed. You know, they're talking about billions and billions of videos every day. They are overwhelmed. Right. They do not have a system where it's all automated. So just the automated system might have flagged it. I don't think there's a human behind it at all. Yeah, they just saw an algorithm and killed it. That's why now when you go into our recordings, I have to have my theme song, which I bought and paid for. And I have to get the music at the end that we play, the little stock music that we have to put the stock music in there too. They flag us.
And yet they don't flag us for the when you play Dawn of the Dude. Or
no, because that's part of my content. I'm in it. That's considered my content. And Mad Circus, I'm in Mad Circus.
Yeah, but I directed that music video.
I know. I don't know why, Leland. You're not in the video.
I was in the video. I was flying the airplane.
Did it show you?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. Then maybe they're screwed. But I don't think a human being does it.
Okay, conspiracy theory time. Hold on.
Okay, let's do this.
All right.
Conspiracy
theory. Put it on Leland.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Facebook or YouTube. What is it? YouTube. YouTube doesn't like you because. All right, you can go.
You can actually clearly see me in the video.
I don't know, Leland.
I don't know.
Leland, I don't think a human being's behind it, dude. I really don't think a human being is reviewing any of this. I think an algorithm does it, or just something triggers, or somebody complains, complains on the video. Because really, they don't need to they don't need to come up with a reason when you flag somebody. You just flag them, and they have this like drop down list, and you hit a thing and go, and then they act on it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It could be like for whatever.
Next Bond movie is No Time to Die, says Brock, and man, I can't wait either. Daniel Craig is so awesome. I hope he plays Bond for a while. I really hope he does.
Well, there's issues with not necessarily Daniel Craig, but the financing of the Bond movies, pretty much, and who actually owns the copyrights to the Bond
Paramount, right? It's
No,
Paramount?
no. It's MGM, but MGM I think sold Sony and Eon. It's a mess, and
so why can't they make any more movies?
Yeah,
well, they have to release the one they have first, but that's sitting in the camp. The thing is, it's sat for so long because of COVID that the interest is accruing on the production bonds, so they're losing money. So it's the kind of thing.
So release it.
They don't want to release it. This is how stupid it is. They think if they hold it off and wait till the theaters are full, they will make more money than if they release it to half full theaters because of COVID.
Why don't they Why don't they release it to the video?
HBO Max, because they don't think they would get enough money from the streamers because they would get paid up front. They don't want it to turn to a loss leader, but they're losing more money every day.
Why don't they just release it to both?
Yeah.
You mean like what HBO Max is doing?
Yeah.
That would make sense, but they're not.
HBO Max is killing it.
Yeah, I know the fact that Viacom felt they would get more money for South Park.
I mean, Mulan was a big bust.
Selling the rights to
Mulan was a big bust for Disney, but
well, Disney did it different because Disney charged for the
HBO Max, you have to pay extra for that.
No, you don't. It's HBO Max for the standard rate.
Do we have HBO Max?
Yeah, I do.
Because we don't have Godzilla and King Kong on there yet.
I don't know. I don't care either.
HBO Max, they get released the exact same day on HBO Max.
Godzilla and King Kong's not on HBO Max right now, or at least it wasn't when I was looking for it because I wanted to watch that.
Well, I don't think HBO Max charges extra like Disney Plus did for having immediate release.
Oh yeah, no, I could stream it right now. It just gave me the option.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Okay, I hadn't looked in a week, so good. Guess what I'm doing Wednesday?
Yeah,
watching Godzilla.
And then WWE, they sold their American rights to the WWE network to Peacock, and so it's actually a good deal for the consumers because you're paying half the amount of money for Peacock that you were paying for the WWE network per month, and you're having all the WWE network content plus everything that was on Peacock, which I guess includes Universal films, because that's all.
I don't know. That's the way TV's going.
Yeah,
we're not going to have
linear TV.
Linear TV or scheduled TV. No one watches shows. No one comes home from work, takes a shower, has dinner with their family, then sits down at 8:00 to watch Friends. Nobody does that. They get in bed and they pull their phone out and they go to the episode they want to watch and they click on it and they watch it.
Yeah.
I have the only live events that I watch
sports
on TV are sports.
Yeah.
And even that, I even sent a strongly worded tweet that will be ignored by NFL that I don't understand.
Oh, they probably muted you.
Here's the deal. As soon as that stupid ass contract runs out with DirecTV, those freaking thieves, for the NFL Sunday ticket, the NFL needs to go ahead and allow fans to watch their team on Sunday without having to pay for a service. They should just be able to watch. I should be able to watch Detroit. I should be able to sit down with my towel to soak up the tears and my beer and my barbecue and then turn on the TV and just go through that punishing hell that's watching the Detroit Lions blow a lead in the fourth quarter. I should be able to do that without having to strap we got to take that satellite down too, Mike.
The ODU?
Yeah. We got to get that off my roof.
Why?
Because it's just sitting up there.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything, and then if we take it off, we have to patch holes in your roof.
Yeah, but the satellite gets struck by lightning.
Good point.
Okay.
And then the house is bonded, so...
Yeah, then I get a new house.
Yeah. And as long as I'm smart, all my cool stuff is outside.
Anyway.
It all depends how much money they can make.
But here's the thing. It shouldn't be money anymore. We're beyond that. You should not keep. I should be able to pick whatever game I want to watch in the NFL. They need to take the regions out of it. Because right now, if I were to log on to YouTube TV, they find where I'm at, and I can only see the fucking Houston Texans and Dallas Cowboys. I can't watch Detroit unless Detroit's on a national game or if they're playing one of those two teams.
Or if you use a VPN, which we do not have a VPN sponsor, so this is not going to be leading into any of that.
All right.
Yeah, but then you got to pay for that.
Yeah. Well, I pay for a VPN.
How much do you pay?
Like, I'm not going to tell you, but it's a decent amount every year, like $60 or $70.
You just
a year?
Yeah.
Why don't you just let?
Well,
Mike use the VPN?
how about we set it up so I can watch Detroit lose this year?
Are you going to be able to set it up off of your thing?
I don't know, man. We'll talk about it. I don't know.
Oh, I like money. Yeah. I like money, though.
But I shouldn't have to go through all that bullshit. Just let me watch the Lions. Let me watch the Tigers. Let me come in on a day where I'm out mowing the lawn and the Tigers are playing at 2:00, and I get done with all my chores, and I crash down on the couch with a big glass of lemonade, and I turn on baseball and I fall asleep like I used to. Because I fall asleep when baseball's on.
You know what I like to do?
Go away, Baton.
Oh my God, that sound clip is beautiful. Yeah, no, it's.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
At this day and age, we should not be held. Nobody cares. You will have more viewers to your team if you just took away that restriction. You would have more people watching the game.
Yeah, but
because they can watch their team.
Yeah, but obviously Roger Goodell or whatever his name is just kind of.
Well, they have a contract with DirecTV.
Yeah, and that guy should be like, "Hey, I make more money than Jesus."
For
basically.
how many more years is that contract?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. When that contract is up, we need to kill it.
Yeah, we should kill it.
Let's see here. Let's look that up.
Kick ass.
No, they need to kill the contract and just let us watch whatever we want to watch.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All right.
What are we talking about now?
All right, what'd you learn today, Leland?
Let's see here. So the contract actually runs up next year. $1.5 billion per year for the next 8 years starting in 2014. So it ends in 2022.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that's what you learned today? Mike, what'd you learn today?
Oh, I like money.
Well, I learned that you two can argue like children, and I get to watch from the safety and security of
from 20 feet away. 24. How far away was it? 24
foot.
25 foot away.
Yeah, in the safe and secluded man.
Well, I tell you what, I'm gonna figure out all the. I kind of figured it out today, but it wasn't enough, so I could teach it to you. But we're gonna get in vMix and get backgrounds and make this whole presentation here better and more lively, and have stuff going on that will keep people riveted. I don't know.
Right.
But anyway, we're having fun.
I think we are.
All right, man. Let's get out of here. Next week, is your guest coming in?
Which one? Oh, wait. Which? Oh, Weston. Oh, yeah. I'll get him scheduled.
Okay. So maybe we'll have somebody in the studio next week.
Yeah.
Definitely going to have some changes here. With lighting and more of the set is going to be worked on. I'm going to have more stuff.
I like my lighting because I got it
we're going to fix your lighting, and we're going to put in ducts and more AC and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, all that's coming up. We're going to have some fun. Don't forget about the Forum of Racing Thursday nights on YouTube. Go to the link in the description. Make sure you follow that. Subscribe to it if you're a fan of F1. We'd love to have you part of the conversation. Also, Dawn of the Dude. Make sure you go to that link. Subscribe it. Season 2 will be filming this summer. It's going to be a blast. Great storyline. Fantastic cast. Fantastic production company. I am just blessed to be a part of that whole thing. It's so much fun. And, of course, go check out Fire Tiger. Great little band. love to have them in. I would hope to have them in studio one day. That would be cool. If Fire Tiger, if you ever get to Texas, you have an open invitation to come play live on our set. So with that, let's get into the week. Let's have fun. We'll see you next Monday night. I'm Mike Allen. This is the Radio Man Cave, and you have been on the air.
Great job, team. Head back to base for debriefing and cocktails.